This is the NBA on NBC. The 1993 NBA Finals. Game 1 between the Chicago Bulls and the Phoenix Suns.
We have to play. We might as well win.
A knot on the back of his wrist. I checked with him today. The knot has gone down. He expects
Suns franchise. They are gunning for their first ever championship. Bulls are trying to become a further team in the history of the league to make it 3 straight wins. The officials: Hugh Holland, Hugh Evans, Jess Kersey. 99 degrees outside, and things beginning to slow. Do it again. Throw in. During the regular season, the Suns and Bulls split 2 games, each winning on the other team's home floor. Chicago winning here convincingly. Pippen with the steal. Pippen all the way, and the Bulls off to the 2-0 lead. The steal. Pippen all the way, and the Bulls.
Armstrong against KJ is going to be very important in the series.
Barkley finds West. Barkley finds West. Serving up a facial and a whistle on the play. Scottie Pippen. He's called for the foul.
Chicago was 5th in the NBA this year in steals, averaging about 9.5 a game. They get their offense going, good defense. And then Barkley, who will give up the basketball to an open teammate, finds Mark West down inside where he operates best.
Well, I think what the fans can look for in the Phoenix Suns side, this team will be a little nervous.
When Chicago comes down to run its half-court offense, you'll see Marley paying all his attention to Michael. Forget the help defense.
B.J. Armstrong for 3. B.J. cut off. Johnson penetrated. Kevin Johnson so effective, was able to break it down.
Magic in the Cleveland series, B.J. Armstrong did a very good job against Mark Price and Terrell Brandon pressuring him. Kevin Johnson presents a few different problems.
Michael Jordan able to go glass to get the Bulls around. Now Barkley backing Grant. West with the rebound. Richard Dumas, who did not play at all last Saturday in the 7th game, setting up the Bulls 7. And the Suns, so the major question matchups from the Phoenix point of view is Richard Dumas. Dumas going against Pippen. Dumas against the Lakers in the opening round against Seattle. Jordan off the steal. 3-on-2. It's Grant from Jordan. It counts. The foul called on West.
But Charles Barkley makes sure he changes ends quickly. KJ comes down, he loses the handle in the last second. I'm sorry, it was after that coming down that he had the turnover take place. But Grant, the guy who can run the floor with it.
I see with Chicago in terms of what they're trying to do. They're really executing it. They're taking their time and going to whoever they want the ball to go to.
And this is Miller. Miller does have a good touch from outside. 7, game 2, Friday night here in Phoenix. Game 3 at Chicago on Sunday. So Barkley with his first field goal coming off a sensational 7th game against Seattle. Against the Suns, it's on Dumas.
Chicago is trying to do is relieve the pressure and let B.J. go down the court and let Kevin Johnson would be pressuring.
The other thing, it's a test immediately for Dumas having to guard Pippen as much as he is early in the game here, knowing that Pippen can score or dish it off.
Cartwright does the scoring. Good Cartwright came alive.
B.J. wants to pick up because if he gets a couple quick ones early.
Still 6 of 7 from the field. Here's Grant. Yes. Stunt move extending to an 8-point lead.
See?
Dumas with the spin, had the ball knocked away, but only full 16. And the Chicago Magic Johnson. Jordan is bottled up.
Michael trying to find an opening down the lane, gets tied up from behind by Marley. Then Oliver Donovan Miller comes over, and the ball goes.
6:53 to go. First quarter. This by 6 over Phoenix. Bulls and Suns. Both clubs in the early going. Not certain what to expect, and it has been a feeling out.
You got a team that want to run and gun and just get down the court. On Dan Marley. But you must play the personnel, know the personnel, and play the personnel.
It is kind of a hybrid, unusual setup, and it can lead to all kinds of different type matchup. Crowd a little impatient as the Suns are off to the slow start. Barkley goes all the way.
Well, there's not a whole lot you can do here, man.
He's unstoppable at that situation when he got to hit his team going.
After the good start, Bulls have missed. Johnson, and he fires for 3. Rebound Barkley. Rebound Miller comes to Barkley. Oh, he is way off.
That's correct me if I'm wrong. The game looks a little raggedy right now.
Well, the game one in any 7-game series is all.
Pippen. Scottie Pippen going last for his second field goal. Now with both clubs having their difficulties. We come up on 4 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Kevin Johnson with a brilliant move. He went the distance. 6.
Well, here's one of the best point guards in action, going coast to coast, taking it up with the.
Yes, it has been a splendid MVP season for that man, Charles Barkley. There have been times during the course of the playoffs, but he has made it to the NBA Finals. Yesterday after practice, we asked Charles, did he feel more of a responsibility to take the Suns to the final?
It's been a year for me, stress-wise or pressure, whatever you want to call it, because the day they made the trade from Philadelphia, what people expected from us, the city of Phoenix, the Suns as a team, and basketball in general, they expected us to get to the
He has done exactly what he said he was going to do to get Phoenix into the finals, have a chance to win a championship. And in fact, of 2 shot attempts now by Phoenix, Charles Barkley has taken 8 of those. He's only 1 for 5 from the perimeter, 2 for 3 from down inside.
And here's Jordan following the Richardson field goal, his first. Cartwright with the steal and the bucket. And that is a most unusual sequence.
Expect Bill Cartwright to come up with a steal, and Mark West got to watch those outlet passes.
Richard Dumas. Dumas with his second field goal. Now getting into the flow. The Bulls 24. Suns 18. Pippen off the screen. Getting is picked up at both ends. Pippen is now 4 of 6. 12 of 20. Shot clock at 5. Marley off the dribble. Jordan knocked it away. And a reach-in foul has been called on Michael Jordan.
This isn't what you would normally anticipate, that once the rebound's secured, a big center is going to hang around. But Chicago tries to jam the rebounders to slow down the pace by Bill having his hands out there. He knocks it free, gets an easy score.
Fall in his first season, leading the Suns to their best record in the franchise history, best record in the NBA. 2 and 20. There's Tom Chambers 7. He got the starting nod instead of Richard Dumas and played very well. Bill Cartwright sits down to replace Cartwright.
And see, here's this unorthodox style of the Phoenix Suns that Phil Jackson was talking about.
Tom Chambers goes 6'10", 230 pounds. Armstrong. Pippen gets to it. Setting up Armstrong by Scottie Pippen. Swept aside by Scott Williams.
One thing that kind of jumps out at you here early as Michael hits Grant on the right lane. Score for Horace Grant. One of the things that jumps.
Shot opportunities, but Michael has compiled 3 assists. Shot clock at 5. Now Grant over Chambers. Shot 15 seconds to go in the quarter.
What you see Phoenix do is trap him into an early shot, and maybe they'll get one back at the other end.
It's Jordan, final seconds, getting it off. Yes. The Suns looking shaky here in the early going. Michael Jordan 2 out of 5, 4 points. And Charles Barkley only 3 of 9 to start things off. So after 1 in game 1 of the NBA Finals, after these messages. For the Chicago Bulls, second quarter is underway. Michael Jordan able to penetrate, could not complete it.
Down too low, getting inside scores.
Not only was he upset about that, but he was also upset that different guys are not taking their shot. They're taking somebody else.
Now battling for position for the tip. It's controlled by Chicago.
And Phil Jackson goes with his small group, the three-guard offense. Michael Jordan pulls up again. This will be a good unit to use throughout the series, as Phil likes to go to unusual lineups, small lineups at times.
6 points for Jordan and the Bulls with a 16-point lead. Frank Johnson momentarily. And then the Suns drop back. Frank Johnson, 34 years old. Played the last 3.
Michael Jordan gets Marley off balance. You can see him rock back on his heels. Just gets enough space to elevate and get a look at the rim.
And look, he's doing a lot of shooting in this.
Return was fouled by John Paxson. And the Bulls lift off the bench of the series. Johnson being guarded by Paxson. And Barkley backing Grant. Put to the left hand, and Grant's got it.
Well, then the Bulls are getting help, and this is what happened right here. Scott Williams comes
3 of 10. He's missed his last 4 attempts.
Welcome back to America West Arena. How instrumental in getting your team to this point. How tough is it to sit here and watch, especially with them down early? See what we have. Marv?
All right, had it once again. Charles Barkley coming up short. Charles has had his ups and downs during the playoffs. He has missed his last 6 shots. He's 3 for 12.
Well, at least he's trying to go down inside, trying to draw some fouls, get to the free throw line. But Grant is a very active player. He waits to the last moment. He arm extended and challenges.
where he's got his ball on the way hand turned into the basket to shoot the basketball.
Ollie called for that hacking foul. They doubled on Jordan. Illegal defense foul. For those who may have just joined us, as Bob Costas mentioned, without question.
I want to ask Magic a question. Magic, the 7-game series against Seattle, could it have taken a little bit of room?
So it could affect them in this game right now.
8:45 remaining in the first half. A backdoor pass handled by Scott Wood. And the Bulls execute 18 for 29. That's 62% from the field. Ainge guarded by Tucker. Trent did not go for the head fake. Ainge to the fadeaway. And Ainge faced the Chicago Bulls in the finals last year as a member of the Portland Trailblazers. Jordan from deep. Michael Jordan has 8 points. The Bulls by 6.
On the Bulls' defensive end, Michael Jordan has been doing an excellent job on Dan Marley, not letting him catch. The problem is for Phoenix right now, they're not getting any transition backcourt team unless Charles Barkley is getting double teamed. And the Bulls are not double teaming Charles Barkley.
And the reason is simple. Chicago is not only
7 for Scott Williams. It's got 7 minutes remaining in this first half. Pippen, yes, put up an 18-point lead.
the shots against New York like this.
And I think Paul West has the same thought on his mind. Back in Phoenix, the Bulls trying to become only the 3rd team in NBA history to pull off a 3-peat. It's been a in the French Open. And Michael Jordan and his Bulls, 3 in a row. No team has won 3 consecutive titles in 26.
You have 2 finesse teams in the finals. Well, something that shows up right away. More than 4 free throw attempts after a quarter and a half of this basketball game, which means either you don't have people hitting each other out there.
First half effort by Scott Williams. 4 points and 8 rebounds for Williams. Johnson with the 4th, but it's punched by Dumas. That's his 3rd field goal.
Has gotten in this first half.
End result, Chicago with an 18-point lead. Making Scottie Pippen, who had the sensational series against with 12 points here tonight on 6 of 8 from the field. The Bulls 46 and the Suns 26. Barkley, the first easy attempt for Barkley.
Phoenix scored in that time with some nice interior passing.
Dumas with the steal. Here's Ainge for Johnson. And put home by Dumas. And the crowd getting back into it. Comes Barkley with the crossover. Barkley going all the way to draw the foul, but had it knocked away. He thought he was fouled, but does not get the call.
trying to get easy scores. Well, you can start defense. As Magic said, they haven't had many easy ones. The miss, Pippen gets a little frustrated because he tries to get the block from behind. Nobody checks off who follows up the shot for two. Barkley trying to dribble through three defenders, feels he got fouled. Instead, the deflection was called.
That first opportunity, Michael Jordan has returned. The Bulls with the ball and a 16-point lead. King wants to pass off the dribble that misfired. Here's Jordan. He had it knocked away from Kevin Johnson. Barkley for Miller. Phoenix showing some signs. They are now down.
Once again, get the crowd into the game. It helps the team raise its level. Barkley that time draws the defense caught right, and then the unselfish play.
Into this series, you made reference to your friendship with Isaiah Thomas and Laker teammates wondering if you would be able to give the hard foul. Well, Charles says, hey, we're going to play golf. We're going to have dinner. We're talking about plans that he and Michael have during the NBA Finals. Is that possible? Can that work? Is that hard?
Exactly. It softens him up, and he doesn't have a dislike
against the Bulls because of his friendship with Michael Jordan. Not that they want to see Oakley hurt people. And Dumas. Here's Johnson. He got the step. All swept by Pippen. And the call by Pierce Kersey. He steps on possession. The first, a timeout is called with 2:07 remaining in this first half. There's Pippen trying to save it, but he was out of bounds before he released. Bulls at 1 point, led by as many as 20. They now lead by 16 with 2:56. Look at some of this year's top stories around the league. That's called for the second time, so that is a... Kevin Johnson making his first.
End of the game in Chicago that KJ scored to win that game against the Chicago Bulls. Same exact play.
Oh, Dumas with the floater. Richard Dumas after the stop. A switch by Barkley. Shot clock at 5. Jordan changed his mind. Here's Grant. The tip missed by the combination of Pippen and Cartwright. Barkley with Pippen from behind going for the steal. Finding Miller. So the Suns have cut it down to 48-7.
That's when Charles Barkley.
Phoenix with an 11-2 run to cut into that sizable Chicago.
Rookie who is so athletic, he has great lift in the legs. One-on-one against Scottie Pippen, who's an outstanding defender, but that lift at the end to get over the outstretched arm. And then Charles knows exactly where his teammate is. Oliver Miller leads the break, lets the big man run ahead of him, finds him for the fifth.
Richard Dumas with 10 points. Charles Barkley has 8. They're the high men for the Suns. Pippen has 12. Horace Grant with 11. Michael Jordan has 8 points. And this crowd very much back into it, but Scottie able to quiet them down. And off the board. Bulls want to run. Pippen trying out. 4-on-2. Dumas. Chicago 50. And Phoenix. Shot clock down to 10. Johnson got the step. And it counts.
Sometimes they'll try and get a block shot anyway.
They're not getting the same shots on offense that they were getting early in this game.
Phoenix have moved within 9. They were down by 20. Here's Jordan extending. Michael driving the lane. And
He's getting bumped in, hold him and elbow him, but you've got to let Michael Jordan make his spin move. There's no way to stop him there.
Final seconds of the half. Miller rejected from behind by Cartwright. Pippen gets it off at the end of the first half. The Bulls led by as many as 20. Phoenix now down by 11 at halftime.
Marley gets up so close that Michael has no choice but to put it on the floor, take it to the basket, and the fact that they didn't close down in time allows them to get to the front of the rim.
So Michael Jordan with 10 points in the first half with 8. Scottie Pippen, high man, with 14. Bob Costas and the Prudential halftime report coming up. Chicago led by as many as 20. The Suns with a 15-6, 41 points, the lowest scoring first half of the playoffs for Phoenix. As the leading scorer, Scottie Pippen at 14, Horace Grant 11, Michael Jordan with 6.
Three-pointers made So that's a big weapon that's missing. That's why they only have 41 points right now.
And here's Barkley again. Bulls lead 52-43. That is his Emmett Johnson being played by Scottie Pippen on a switch. They isolate for Barkley. Grant going for the steal. Foul call. Basket counts, and the foul charge Horace Grant.
If you're a Phoenix Suns fan, why the Phoenix Suns are still in this game? 10 offensive rebound. Now, remember, the Chicago Bulls are not double-teaming Charles Barkley, so you can see what happens when you don't double-team him.
Jordan. Grant with the rebound. Armstrong. Yes.
Michael Jordan was able to get that ball, and they scored because of that.
Jordan got off a quick offensive rebound into the score by B.J. Armstrong. Bulls lead by 9. Armstrong for 3. So his second from downtown. The ball backing in. Rebounded by Dumas. Marley. Well, Dan Marley is only his second field goal. The Bulls fit. Pippen with a nice fake, and then met on the switch by West. Barkley behind the back. Barkley for Marley to the reverse. Beautiful setup. Charles Barkley for Dan Marley. The Bulls now lead by 8 points from time.
Charles, one of the players that has the ability to rebound, dribble out, start a fast break, and then either finish himself or make the correct decision by finding.
Remember, Phoenix Suns are at their best when Charles Barkley rebounds the basketball coach like he just did then.
To put all the rumors to rest. Foul was called on Marley. 8.5 to go in this.
It's just something that the two superstars seem to have had to deal with. Michael has his share of controversy. Charles dealing with his share. I'm sure they understand what the other is going through.
Dumas, who was benched for the entire 7th game against the F13, and he's done the job off the board. The Bulls clean now to a 6-point lead. Jordan for 3. There's Dumas. Dumas gets back to it. The Bulls 57.
Where the Bulls play good defense, but then Phoenix always ends up with the offensive rebound, and that's 11 for them offensive rebound.
Scottie Pippen continues to show the top floor, and he stopped the fast break, and he's hit with a second.
If there was any concern about the gun shy, think about this. Charles Barkley, the MVP, has 18 shot attempts. Dumas, after missing the first one, never loses a stroke with confidence.
Second, Tom Chambers is not playing well, so Dumas has to take more shots, and that's what he's doing.
Just played only 3 minutes in the first half. Basket won't count. Foul before the shot called.
So one way to slow down a guy who's hot, maybe go right back at him, make him work with the defensive end. Scottie Pippen's the guy who can do it. Dumas called for the reach.
Richard Dumas, a second-round draft pick last year. CBA averaged 28 points there. Also played for John Lucas's Miami Tropics team in the USBL last summer. Cartwright on target. He's 4 out of 5. Shot clock at 4. Dumas lost it, and Pippen feeds Jordan. Michael Jordan. 12 points for Jordan, and the Bulls have a 10-point lead.
That was an excellent job by Scottie Pippen by giving it up to Jordan. He actually set a screen on KJ and gave Jordan a clear path to the basket.
Keeps it alive. Jordan passed on the outside shot and went to the floater. Beautiful finish by
Kevin Johnson, because Marley ran out as Michael drove to the basket. So B.J. Armstrong had to pick up Marley. Michael takes the ball.
Oh, what a pass from Dumas. He spotted West. Dumas for West. We are just under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Pippen. Yes. Scottie Pippen with 9 out of 13.
The ball up and shoot it with no pressure.
Barkley under pressure. Short, he thought he was fouled. And a loose ball foul is now called against the Suns.
The crowd doesn't get it. How can they call a foul on a loose ball? Well, let's the ball on the floor. The ability to convert with either hand. Well, this time he decides he's going to use the left hand. Up on a little different look, winding his way down the lane. The concentration, even with the body contact.
And the foul by West put the Suns over the limit. So Jordan will go to the line. The regular season and 2 excellent games against Phoenix. 16 for 27, 40 points. I was here in Phoenix back in November, in Chicago for 44 points. You know, after that first game back in November, Paul Westphal said, "We are not in their league," talking about the Bulls. Kevin Johnson said, "We played soft, just like in the past."
You know, some way Phoenix gonna have to get some more guys involved in the offense.
It's been a good shooting night for Charles Barkley, 6 for 19, but look at this breakdown.
Well, what happened in here is he's 1 for 7 all kind of problems.
You get frustrated when you go inside and you can't get a shot.
Good job by Pippen, and the box out on Barkley, leading to Grant getting to that rebound. Jordan with a crossover to set it up. And Barkley gets to it. His pass knocked away. Jordan with the save, and back come the Suns. Frank Johnson challenges and then changed his mind. Marley with the open 3. Yes! Well, Dan Marley, who set an NBA playoff record 7 as we come up on 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Jordan off the fake, the pass behind. Johnson with the save. Now, wait a moment. Did he catch his own?
B.J. Armstrong tipped it.
Well, if it was deflected by B.J. Armstrong.
Hugh Hollins.
But see, the problem there was, Mark, that Bill Cartwright felt that Frank Johnson just shot the jump shot. That if he could get to it, then he could throw it.
Replacing Richard Dumas, who hears it from the crowd as you get another look at that play. By Marley. And Chicago gets a new 24. The turnaround
Came down the floor. A little bit of a clue right there. He's trying to see how much damage.
Throughout. That was his explanation.
Well, I thought that good rebound there by Michael Jordan.
Frank Johnson with a gorgeous ball finish.
You finally see the Suns' body stepping up. It's a little more physical now.
Marley on the follow inside, and Phoenix has moved with it. We're coming up on 1 minute to go in the third. Pippen beating Ainge off the dribble, and a foul. Barkley over to help out, and he picks up his third.
Well, Michael Jordan, who has the ability to get that first step, get in the lane, quickly finds an easy way to get himself. The transition game for Phoenix is the key to their offense. Frankie Johnson finds it.
Scottie Pippen on the line for the first time. Only a 66% free throw shooter during the regular season. Kevin Johnson in the third. Kevin Johnson. Dumas puts it down. Dumas dying to bring the Suns in 3.
Shooting. They are right in this game and have a chance to win this game.
Jordan.
You talk about live bodies. Well, KJ misses, but here's Richard Dumas flying in from the offside. 16 offensive rebounds for the Kings.
To it here on the third.
Well, they're able to get back into 2 things happened. They picked up the tempo, got into the open court to that fast break game.
And Wednesday, all to be seen here on NBC. Here's Trent Tucker with the shot clock running down. Final seconds of the quarter, 59. Dumas across midcourt. Here's Dumas challenging, went all the way. Marley providing the spark. Marley with 10, the Suns 69. We'll be back after these messages and a word from your local station. Arizona, we're headed to the 4th. Chicago leading by 4.
If you're wondering what this is, here's how that uniform got ripped. Frankie Johnson trying to fight his way through a screen, but shortly thereafter, Johnson walks over saying, "I didn't mean anything by that." Pippen says, "Okay, you're a good man. Let's move on."
I don't like it, though. I didn't like the fact that Frank Johnson apologized.
Got the Bulls wild on the bench, but it's Charles Barkley called for his 4th.
Well, that was a good call because Charles had came up under. Here, Michael got the inside position and jumps up, and Charles put give him a little nudge, a little elbow.
In the third quarter, Phoenix red hot, 12 for 23 from the field. Jordan with the step and pitched it out. The Bulls swing it. They did not have the good shot. Now Jordan finds the good shot.
Jordan penetrates, kicks it to BJ.
Scott Williams, who started this fourth quarter, able to field that long pass. Williams played well in the first half. Jordan able to push with a 77-69 lead.
See what happens when you take Dan Marley and not put him on like a ball bait, get inside layup.
Johnson. First half, the Suns closed with a 15-6 run to end the second quarter. The ball goes Phoenix.
So Michael Jordan, who had 10 points in the first half, sees the seam, the opening, gets past Dumas after the fake. Easy score with him.
Marley up front. Again, the double team, and Barkley had to throw it out. Again, the double team. Armstrong over. Johnson with the shot.
Taking his shot, shooting the ball, even if they're struggling on certain nights.
Marley and Barkley converge to get a piece of it. Look out, the foul called on Scott
That
Williams.
off, Skylar. We can see that you even have your head shaped like his favorite player, Charles Barkley.
Straight, little conference is okay. Shot goes up. Now, where did the ball wind up touching? Who did it go on?
We have three officials, but three of the best officials here.
Jordan with the steal. And Jordan goes away. We also and guarding Miller. 8.5 remaining. Fourth quarter. 6-point Chicago lead. Dumas 20 points.
See here that Chicago has gone to that three-guard offense right now. With Michael Jordan really playing small forward.
Jordan off the dribble. 25 for Jordan. Marley on the transition. Nice job.
When Michael pulls up for a jumper, they take the defensive player.
Chicago with a 4-point lead. Barkley chest to chest with Williams. Going cross court for Paxson. Phoenix Suns have hit their last 4 shots. Here's Armstrong looking to help, then he drops back. Oh, what a move. Barkley with the spin. It has the Suns within 4. Miller providing the help on the double team. Jordan. Defense has been called. Illegal defense.
Covering the backcourt for Chicago. Paxson stays right there.
And that's the second call on Phoenix. B.J. Armstrong with the technical. 13 points in all. Chicago 84 and Phoenix 79. Fourth quarter. Chicago Bulls went 57-25 during the regular season. They won the Central Division.
Had been picked up. There was pressure defense by Chicago. Charles Barkley was over.
Of future Chicago Bulls standout Tony NBA stories, followed by Game 2 between the Phoenix Suns and the Chicago Bulls. Well, Charles getting a rest, 12 for 22 for 25 points.
Both guys have 22 attempts at the basket on the perimeter. Michael 6 for 8 on the inside, 6 for 14 on the outside.
Now here comes Michael Jordan right back into the game. See, Bill Jackson was sensing that they couldn't get anybody involved in terms of getting some.
Jordan, Grant Williams hooking up good strong on the floor. Jordan, Williams. And Michael Jordan will regroup. Crowd wanted to travel.
They have KJ trying to play Michael Jordan, and Chicago's trying to get it over to him for a mismatch.
And Jordan fake on Johnson.
Well, see, that's a championship team play.
Kevin Johnson trying to penetrate and was stripped. Pippen around Dumas. Around Eve.
Oh, my. You know, that was a bad play, first of all, by Dumas, because he tried to steal the ball, and then Scotty just took it off.
Michael Jordan being played by KJ. They'll run a series of little screens to free him. A little fade move, show the ball, change of direction. Good clean look at the rim for Michael. Scottie Pippen then, who, when you get him out in the floor, in the open court, is oh so dangerous. The long strides, the elevation, and the finish and foul.
Well, Michael Jordan with 10 points in the fourth quarter has passed Elgin Baylor on the all-time playoff scoring list and is only 9 points. So Michael gunning for Magic, just 9 away.
Range is growing, so it was freak plays that really injured KJ.
In It's a 5-point Chicago lead as we come up on 5 remaining of the game. Game 1 of the best of 7 NBA Final Series. Jordan. Johnson with Armstrong. Armstrong closing the baseline. Now Barkley with 6 on the 24. Barkley, Charles very close to a travel when he started that move. Here's Jordan. Jordan is fouled.
You saw that coming. He had the big man backpedaling, and Michael took it right inside the contact.
Barkley, after giving a little bit of fake, elevates a little bit of fade, just enough to get it over the top of the outstretched hand of Grant. And then Michael, all he's trying to do here, he gets no clean look, initiate body contact, get to the free throw line, try to make those 2 fouls.
11 from the line. They are not a good free throw shooting team. Jordan is 2 of 3 from the line. Jordan has burned it out of the playoffs. Here's Johnson, rejected by Grant. Armstrong for Pippen, and a foul.
You gotta love the Chicago Bulls. This is what makes champion defense right here. Block shot by Horace Grant. Then they get out on the break foul. Here's a block one more time. I tell you, that's team defense.
With the word belief, you have to believe in one another. If one guy gets beat, the next guy covers, and you have to continue to cover for one another.
Pippen is now 0 for 4 from the line. Earlier we discussed the fact that he's not a good foul shooter, 66%. 5-point Chicago lead. It's a 3-on-1. Armstrong for Pippen.
See, when you crash the offensive board on Chicago, they will get out and run on you, and that's what happened there.
Jump shots produce rebounds. That's one way teams can get out of people to get offensive rebounds. If you don't cover your backcourt, well, here's what happens. 3-on-1, not much you can do.
With 5 straight points, they now lead by 8, 2:46.
East Alabama, what do you think of Charles's play down the stretch? What does he need to do to bring the team back, Johnny?
Just got to keep his boys and stay into the game and play some defense.
All right, there you have it. Marv?
Well, some sound advice, huh?
I think she knows the game.
Johnson turned back. Michael Jordan able to swing it to the corner. Bulls not rushing their shots, again showing the patience. Now Armstrong is open for the 3-pointer. And hits it.
Marv showing the patience of a championship.
And the Bulls now lead 96-85. Johnson got inside and missed. Bulls with 4 timeouts plus their 20. Shot clock running down. Here is Jordan. And that's a 20.
You're involved in an 8-point game. Chicago swings it, finds the best 3-point shooter in the league. B.J. Armstrong knocks it down. The 8-point lead goes to 11. Charles knows that's not a good
play. Excellent defense on Michael Jordan.
Johnson, and the Suns, and he's so a minute 26 remaining in this 4th quarter, and the Bulls leading at 96-87. Prior to 96-87, Chicago on top. Jordan had it knocked away by Dumas, and the Bulls have 16 on the 24.
Well, you can look for Chicago.
Friday night here in Phoenix, then they move to Chicago for games 3 and 4. Barkley for 3. From 3-point range to bring Phoenix within 6. Just under 1 minute to go in the game.
There's still plenty of time left in this basketball game. They need a few breaks, but that's not right there.
Well, the whole team of the Phoenix.
Barkley, Pippen with the rebound, and he's fouled. 31 in the 4th quarter, so a fast finish by Michael Jordan.
In transition, Charles knew he had to get a shot up quickly, gets a clean look, gets set, follow through, and then nothing but net on the 3-pointer. But then Cabo brings it right down, and perhaps Phoenix thought he was going to pull it out. No way. He saw the opening. He takes advantage.
6 from the line. And Barkley Johnson depart. Not a good one for the 2 stars. Barkley finished with 21 points. on the 9-4 of 13.
Well, we feel good about this game in terms of, because they didn't shoot well in terms of the Phoenix Suns, they were still in it. Danny Ainge goes all the way. It's only a 7-point game right now. I feel that Chicago should have almost blew them out the way they shot the ball from the outside. So in their mind, we're going to shoot better, so let's just come back, play a better game on Friday, shoot better, and we can win the game.
It's Chicago on top. I would think this is the last place Scottie Pippen wants to be. At this point, he has just had a horror show at the foul line. He's had another solid game, 26 points, but 2 of 8 from the line.
Well, you know tomorrow that's where he will be, at the free throw line, working on the free throws and try to improve there.
The Bulls lead 100-92.
Regular season, a 66% free throw shooter. Brought it up to 68 actually for the playoff games thus far, but struggling today from the line. Scottie Pippen.
And Ainge fouled by Jordan. 23 and 6/10 seconds remaining. The Chicago Bulls during
for shots in game 2.
Dumas to the scope. Dumas has been one of the bright spots throughout. They led by as many as 20. Phoenix did come back, but Chicago led all the way, and they win it 100-92. Michael Jordan was Barkley with 21, but a poor shooting game. Charles 9 for 25. The Bulls finish up shooting 50.
Michael, you guys showed a lot of patience in the second half after being up by 20. Then you showed a lot of patience in staying ahead.
Well, we hung in there. We knew we gave away the momentum when we was up 18, 20 points. And they got the momentum going in the half. And we came back and established ourselves a little bit in the second half. And we were able to fight off their surges.
I reported before the game when I was in the locker room that you guys really seemed confident coming into this series.
Well, you got to realize that we're an experienced team. We've been here before. We know what it's going to take to win. We got to go out there and put on the basketball court. I think one thing that happened with Phoenix, this is their first time to the finals, so they're maybe a little bit too hyped. But they're going to go back and look at the films and make adjustments for tomorrow.
Had to be happy about your defense. Held the highest scoring team in the league below 100 points.
Well, we knew we wanted to control the tempo. This team is a run-and-gun type of team, and when they get in a fast-breaking game, they're very dangerous. But our defense, we just wanted to control the tempo.